Thank you for pressing play. My name is Kim Cardeccia, and I am so glad that you are interested in listening to the message the horses have relayed to me this week. As we head into the holiday season under such interesting circumstances, their message is very timely and so valuable. The big message has to do with reciprocity, the giving and receiving flow of things, back and forth in a shared balance. Such an important word, whether we're partnering with horses in healing work or just in the ebb and flow of life, making sure we are receiving as well as giving. For many of us, this doesn't come naturally. It's very much a learned skill to seek and lean into the rhythm of reciprocity. Myself and quite a few others I know have a tendency to tip the scales in the favor of giving and don't often let ourselves receive or take the time to replenish. In their usual style, my horses shared this message with me in some unique and pretty cool ways. The first horse to bring this message is one that I actually lost about 2 years ago. His name was Harley, and he obviously still has a huge impact on me. In fact, impact was a very big component of this that I'll share with you. We, Harley and I, were facilitating a session together in the winter. We were in the indoor arena with a client. The theme of the session to this point was mindfulness, and Harley was standing still, calmly, as she combed him and practiced keeping her thoughts in the present moment. To tell you the truth, I don't quite remember anymore why I went inside the observation room. It could have been to grab some Kleenex or maybe even hand warmers for the client. I get cold easily and I tend to to bring lots of warm things to clients in the winter. So I hand those out often. But whatever the reason was, I went inside for a bit since everything was flowing in quiet calm and I didn't give it a second of thought. Well, that quiet calm stopped when I went inside. I heard Harley calling from inside and looked out the window to see him pacing back and forth by the door I went in. So I went right back outside and he calmed down. He let me know how important my support was to him. And I didn't recognize before this how much security he was getting from me to work his magic with other people. There was a definite flow there, and the give and take gave security to my very hardworking horse. He was a very hardworking Harley, but he made a very strong impact on me to not take myself out of the equation. And Missy showed me something similar when she was facilitating with me. A client was walking in the arena with her, and I backed up a couple of steps to get a bigger picture of what was going on. As soon as I took those steps, I saw Missy's head rise the tiniest bit and her eyes shifted to me. I got that message that Harley helped me be aware of and look for, and I stepped back to where I had been standing previously. Missy got right back to the task at hand with the client, and the flow gracefully continued. That back and forth supportive energy was so essential for Missy to share her wisdom in the session. And for as much as my horses give, I will do everything I can to support them. And what I've witnessed really shows me how my horses have my back, not just in the beauty of what they do for clients, but in how we work together as a team, as partners. And they have done it in such a way that it makes me very mindful of the give and take of energy in sessions. Holding space is such a powerful ingredient. It really is the essence of the healing work, the energetic rehab that we do. The amazing thing is that it happens often, so I can't discount it, or think that I'm imagining it, this thing that the horses do. Because every once in a while, I have to remind myself, like I encourage others to adopt the idea in workshops, that there are no coincidences. These things are really happening. And so sometimes I have to remind myself of that. So what I've experienced has happened, gosh, I don't even know how many times. And it's happened kind of across the board with my red horse, Harley, Annie, Missy, and even Delilah. This is what these incredible equines have done. They have pointed out to me when I need a little, or maybe even a lot, of energetic support during a session. In doing this type of energetic rehab with both horses and humans, the space that we hold is so important. Like I was talking about holding space before, and it can take a ton of energy to do that. Not only do we have to stay focused in the present moment, but we have to be open to the experience at hand, and support and sometimes guide the energy of another, whether it's a horse or a person. And it really isn't for wimps, because certain clients can be a little more challenging than others to hold space for. It can take a whole lot more energy to be able to bring the the combined energy of the session in balance. And of course, if something takes our energy, it drains us like it would a battery. So during a session when we're all in, it isn't always obvious how much energy we're expending. Well, at least it isn't to me. Often my horses will put themselves in between me and a client during a session in a way that I can recognize as very deliberate. And I have noticed that this is to shield my energy or set a boundary and remind me to ground myself, and then I can draw some solidity back into my energetic field and really be able to anchor into that calm space to continue the session. And sometimes they do this to shield me from intensity. And a confession, when I say that it's often when clients get caught in kind of swirly energy, sometimes they might be drawn into a little bit of drama or of frustration or whatever it might be, but it, basically more so than what they could be saying is just the feeling it gives off. As a very empathic person, that's kind of what happens. And in these instances, my horses will be a little more bold in their presentation at these times. It's just, they might stride a little more purposefully, or they might, sometimes they look right at me before they do it. It's almost as if they're sharing a knowing wink with me, like, yeah, we got this, hang on a second. And but we get through these sessions together. There's a reciprocity between me and my equine facilitators. Not to negate or downplay that same dynamic with clients, but the element of support with my horses can bring tears to my eyes. It can make me cry just a little. So I think the horses have shared this reminder about reciprocity with me so that I can pass it on to you. Like I mentioned before, this is a perfect time of year to be mindful of our energy, to make sure that we have a store, a reserve, a backup supply, and we aren't depleting ourselves. Especially for those of us that are givers, we can easily drain our reserves and be running on empty. We really need to replenish to fill our cup back up. The horses want to remind us that not only can we not share from an empty cup, but that ideally we would keep our cups full and give to others from the overflow. Not take away from our essential fuel to keep others going. We really should keep ourselves as full as possible and share from the excess. I know, what a concept, right? But that's what the horses wanted to share. such a powerful message, and I'm so appreciative for what they give and offer to us. That's one of the reasons why I continue, or I will promise to continue to help them for the rest of my days. So thank you for listening to this message. If you'd like a bigger dose of horse wisdom, check out our Facebook page at Hidden Promise, or the website is confidencethroughconnection.com. Have a wonderful week. Remember to take care of yourself, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.